Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to give you my top tips on how to prepare for a textiles convention. Now before we get started, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Make sure you click that little bell to the right so that you can get all the updates on my latest videos, and also follow me on my journey to starting my clothing line. I suggest that you make a list of all of the fabric and trims that you may possibly use for your line. That way, when you get there and you get your opportunities to speak with these vendors, you'll know exactly what to ask and see what it is that they have to offer. If there's something specific that you're looking for and you may not know how to describe it, you can also bring swatches with you as well so that you can show them what it is that you're looking for. So if you have like a certain material and I'm going to say a pair of pants or something that you like, and you want to use that material in your clothing line, but you're not really sure how to describe it to the vendor or what the material is made up of, I would suggest that you cut a swatch of that and take that with you. So also, if you write all this information down as far as your fabric and your trim, and you write it down in a notebook, and you're traveling out of state, make sure you put it in your phone. I went to the textile convention in Miami back in May, and my flight was canceled. So when I finally left, I forgot my notebook at home, and of course it had all the information about everything that I was supposed to be asking about once I got there. So I was so unprepared. I was really trying to wing it, and I was really pissed off about that. So just take it from me, if you write this stuff down, also keep a spare copy in your cell phone, because you're always going to have your phone on you, and if something happens to your notes, at least you have a backup copy in your cell phone. So it's July right now, and there's two conventions coming up. There's Sourcing of Magic and there's Tex World. Normally what I suggest that you do is pick your top 3 out of all of the conventions and narrow it down to which one you want to attend. If you're going to go to either of the 2 this month, that pretty much narrows it down for you. So what I suggest that you do is go to each one's website, see what it is that they have to offer, and sometimes they'll list the vendors that are going to be there. So if there's a particular vendor that you want to go to and visit and see what they have, then at least you can kind of check that off on your list before you go. Once you narrow down your top 3 or top 2, then the next thing you want to figure out, okay, what location are those conventions going to be in? You definitely want to budget for your trip if it is out of town for you. And if you budget, make sure you over budget, because like I said, I went to Miami back in May. My flight was canceled, so I had to book another flight. It's a long story, but anyways, I ended up having to pay out more money than I had initially spent, which I hadn't planned for. So, that was a learning experience for me. Like, definitely over budget your trip. So in case something like that happens, or something happens with your hotel, you'll have that extra money, you'll have that extra cushion to fall back on, and you won't be out there stuck. Also, if you're an entrepreneur and you already have your business up and running, you may be able to write off your trip as a business trip on your taxes. So if you have an accountant, make sure you talk to your accountant about that as well. One thing you want to keep in mind that's very important is if you want to source your material either internationally or here in the US. Now, there's definitely some pros and cons between the two. So if you want me to do a video on that, just put that in the comments below, and I'll definitely work on doing that for you. You'll also want to make sure that you take plenty of business cards, because you're going to be doing a lot of networking. So I'll also list below some of the websites that I recommend for some really good business cards. And definitely you want to take pictures while you're there. And also when you do take your pictures, just label them with the name of the sourcing company, so you can kind of keep track of who you talk to, what fabric came from where, and help you be a little more organized. You'll definitely want to ask what the minimum and maximum quantities are per order. Keep in mind that some fabric suppliers, they do charge either by the yard or they may charge per piece. You'll also want to know what the price is per order. Now, as an emerging designer, as a new brand, you probably won't have a really huge order for fabric, and a lot of the sourcing companies charge extra for smaller orders. So make sure that you find out what the price is for that fabric so that you can fit that into your budget. You can also ask about the lead times, find out how quickly you'll get the fabric, what's the estimated shipping and arrival time. But you may not need to know this until you're actually ready for production, but it's still a good question to ask up front. One other very important question that you want to ask is what the availability of the fabric is. You want to know if that fabric is going to be available on a continuous basis. And you may also want to ask if there's a possibility that another company may be using that same fabric. Because if so, you definitely want to make sure that when you're ready to order, or if you're in the need of additional fabric, that it's going to be readily available for you. So those are my top tips. Let me know if you want me to go in depth on any of the things that I talked about today, and make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. And also comment down below if you do go to a convention anytime soon. Let me know how it goes for you. I'd love to hear about it. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.